Hello everyone, this is RoybearTwenty2 here to bring you another Beyblade Burst from Hasbro review. And today we are looking at the combo pack, Horusood and Kerbus. Just Horusood and Kerbus, no sub-names or anything, that's just what they're called. But they did keep the original names from the Takara release, so that's actually kind of interesting. I would have assumed that Horusood would have been changed just because it seems like a complicated name and Hasbro has a habit of, changing the more complicated ones. But surprisingly, Horusood and Kerbus are the same. And as you probably just heard, yes, it is the proto versions of Horusood and Kerbus. So the pre-dual layer versions, which look okay. I mean, Kerbus looks really close to the original, aside from the center of the layer there. But overall, really cool looking combo pack. Quick look on the box here. We have the Beyblade Burst logo, Hasbro logo, advertisement for the app, and customization options right there, and a laydown of the parts. We also have an advertisement for the Hasbro dish, so on and so forth. The stats, we've already seen this before. You can pause and look at those if you want. I won't focus on them too much. And we will crack into Horusood and Kerbeus. Surprisingly going a lot easier than the last two. A lot easier, actually. Okay. All right. Let's just move you down. So we got instructions. I don't think I ever showed. Yeah, I didn't show the instruction booklet when I first opened Valtyrek. But I guess if you want to take a quick look, nothing too crazy here. Just giving you a rundown of the rules. Ring out is 1 point, survivor finish is 1 point, and burst finish is 2 points. So basically everything we already know. Showing off the oh so amazing launcher. And that's just about it. Aside from standard top assembly, but I think we all know that by now. Okay, now there's no launcher and ripcord to untie, so that's a plus, I guess. So first we'll start with Kerbeus. One of those two names is correct. So there's the energy layer. So it looks a lot like the Takara version. There are, of course, some minor differences in the color, but we will get into that when we look at the comparisons. The central disc, or as it's now called, doesn't say, actually. Okay, that's weird. Oh, wait, no, right there. D08. Alright. And, of course, we have the performance tip / driver, whichever you prefer to call it. Since this is the Hasbro version, we will be calling it the performance tip. And it is TD01, a goosebump slime green is what I like to call it. Does anybody remember the Goosebumps books? Probably not. Anyway. When did I get old? Okay. Man. Okay, this one is really tight. Come on, jeez. Oh, well, there goes the disc. Oh, there we go. Just rip it out. And here we have Horusood. Oh, forgot about the performance tip. And it is a, what do you call that? Pumpkin orange, I guess. So, yeah. And, of course, the spread disc, or it's called now the DO6, and this performance tip is now the TS03. Alright, so now we will do a quick comparison to the Hasbro versions. Alright, so first up we will do a comparison for the Harusoods. So, big color change in the layer here, as you can see. The Hasbro version has red paint all along the wings. The center has these orange emblems here, along with these two yellow ones, and the centerpiece is a solid blue plastic piece underneath, while the Takara version is mostly just a clear plastic with a blue centerpiece on the inside, and the sort of translucent, semi-translucent red stickers there, and the little emblem there in the very top at the center of the layer is relatively the same, but that's just about it. Everything else is different, completely revamped. And the Proto dual layer bays don't have any insignias on the center of the layers, so it looks kind of plain, a little bland, but it's not that big of a deal because the layer is, you know, already crazy in color already, so it doesn't really matter. I just used the word already twice. That was kind of redundant. But yeah, no, it's colored nicely, so it's not that big of a deal. Yes, the center does make it feel a little, what's the word? Bland, I guess, again, but it still looks really nice, honestly. I don't really have a problem with it. It actually looks quite cool. I kind of like the colors. I gotta admit, I do like the Takara's color choice here for a lot of these bays. They do look pretty good. Now, the spread disc is pretty much the same for the Takara version and the, I guess, the Hasbro version, which is the forged disc. They're identical. There's no difference. One's clearly used, the other is not. That's pretty much about it. And with the driver slash performance tips, they're pretty much the same, as you can see here. The only difference is Takara's is a translucent orange, and Hasbro's is a solid pumpkin green. So, if we just assemble you guys together, Hasbro version just slides in like that. Looks pretty cool. And we will put the Hasbro version back together, and now we can see them fully assembled. So yes, the Hasbro version is a bit more, I guess you can say a little bit more bland. The Takara version still looks a little bit more crazy and has more color in its palette. This one has a lot of color, but it's, I don't know. This one just looks more shiny, there's just more stuff going on in the Takara version than there is in the Hasbro, and that's partially because the Hasbro version is completely filled in terms of color, so you can't really see any translucency in any of the parts, but that's the way it is. But aside from that, these bays are identical. There's absolutely no difference in the design of the parts. They are the same. Alright, so next we will take a look at Kerbus. So side by side, these bays look fairly close to each other. They honestly don't look that much different. So starting with the layers, as we can see here, Hasbro clearly has some more translucency in it, while the Hasbro version is filled in and there's no stickers. There is one sticker that's already pre-applied, but that's about it. So again, the Takara version does look a bit more dynamic. It's more colorful, I think a bit lighter too than this one. Like, this is a lighter green than the Hasbro version. Again, a little bland in the center because, you know, the proto type bays don't have the insignias in the center of the layer, so it does look a bit empty. I think you just saw the QR code there. I don't know, first one who gets it, I guess. The discs, as I've mentioned before, are exactly the same, no difference here. And the driver slash performance tips are identical. The only difference is that the Hasbro is a mucus green, while the Takara version is a dark plastic, or dark green plastic. Translucent as well. And yeah, so, oh, sorry, before I get into the actual bay assembly, I found out that yes, the Hasbro and the Takara bays are in fact customizable with each other. So here's the Takara layer, and this is the Hasbro forged disc and performance tip. And yeah, easy as pie. Not a problem. They work just fine. So I'm eating my own words from the Valtryek review. The Japanese and American bays, or I guess Hasbro bays and Takara bays, are customizable. So, with each other. And yeah. So, I'll just put you guys back together. And boom, there we go. And that's about it. We will do a performance test, of course, in the Takara dish. Alright, so first we will do a test battle between the Hasbro Horusood and the Takara Horusood, using the dual launcher that Hasbro has so graciously provided us. In 3, 2, 1, go shoot! I'm not really a big fan of Horusood's driver, simply because, like, it does that. Oh, and well. Okay, so Takara Horusood takes round 1, and for the sake of fairness, we will do a second round to see if Hasbro's Horusood can make a comeback. The Takara Horusood looks quite nice when it's spinning. It kind of looks like a fireball, sort of. And Hasbro Horusood takes round 2. It slid once, or barely once, I think. Well, the Takara version got about halfway. So that's 1 point for Hasbro and 2 points for Takara, but we will do a third battle quickly here, just to see if we can settle the score, for Hasbro's sake. And Hasbro takes round 2, 2 points each. That's good enough. All right. So next is the Kerbuses. So Hasbro and Takara. Let's get you guys in there. All right. Hasbro's Kerbus looks pretty bland compared to the Takara one. At least with Hasbro's Horusood, it has all of, like, these reds and yellows on it, but Kerbus is just a solid green. Oh. And Takara's Kerbus takes round 1. Alright. Round 2. A defense bay battle is not that exciting, so I apologize. Uh-oh. Who's gonna win? It's anybody's game. And Takara's Kerbus just barely hangs in there, taking round 2, giving that 2 points. And you know what? That's about it. Let's just call it. They're pretty much the same, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. So, all in all, I do like this 2-pack. It's pretty awesome. The recolors are quite nice. Well, I mean, for Horusood. Kerbus is a little bland, but, you know, whatever. It's still the same bay, minus the color alterations. So, again, I enjoyed this 2-pack. It was great. Just the colors, that's about it. That's the only thing that's a little off about these guys. Well, Kerbus anyway. And yeah, so I'll give this combo pack a 7 out of 10. And yeah, so all in all, good product. Also, heads up to American fans if you don't already know already, the bays will be coming your way in 2017 of January, so you're gonna have to hold out a little bit longer, but you know, you'll get them eventually, or you can just order them online, whichever you prefer. But at that point, you could just get the Japanese ones as well. So, once again, this has been a Rummy Bear 22 review. If you enjoyed it, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.